We will now proceed with multiplication of rational algebraic expressions. And to multiply, example, 2/3 times 1/5. All you need to do is multiply the numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. 2 times 1, we have 2 over 3 times 5, we have 15. Since there is no common factor between 2 and 15, then our final answer is 2/15. Number 2. 2x over y squared times 5y squared over 6c times z over x cubed. We will apply the cancellation. We have y squared because y squared divided by y squared is 1. Next, z and z cancel out. And x cubed, we have here the remaining x squared. Next, numerical coefficient. Common between 2 and 6 is 2. 2 divided by 2, that is 1. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. And multiply the remaining terms. 1 times 5, we have 5. Over 3 times x squared, we have 3x squared. And there is no common between 5 and 3x squared, then our final answer is 5 over 3x squared. Another process is multiply the numerators the same with numerators. We have 2 times 5, 10, and copy the variables x, y squared, z over, we have 6, and copy the variables z and x squared. Compare. We have x cubed. X and x cubed will become x squared. Y squared and y squared, that is 1. Z and z, that is also 1. Next, common between 10 and 6 is 2. 6 divided by 2, that is 3. 10 divided by 2, that is 5. Multiply the remaining. We have here 5 over 3x squared. Still, we can come up with the same answer. Number 2 or number 4. n squared minus n squared over m squared plus n squared times m to the fourth minus n to the fourth over m squared plus 2mn plus n squared. All you need to do is factor out. Since this is difference of two squares, we have m minus n and m plus n over m squared plus n squared cannot be factored out, then we have m squared plus n squared times, since this is difference of two squares, we have m squared minus n squared times m squared plus n squared over, we have a trinomial, then 2 parentheses, square root of m squared, m. Next, since our last term is positive, then they have the same sign, which is positive. And what will be the factors of 1? That if you will add, the answer is 2. That is 1 and 1. And since we have here a variable which is n squared, square root of n squared is n. Next, still, we can factor out m squared minus n squared. M minus n, m plus n over m squared plus n squared times. Since this is difference of two squares, the factors are m minus n and m plus n. And since these terms cannot be factored out, then just copy and write the denominator m plus n and m plus n. No need to write 1 because any number multiplied to 1 is itself. That means 1 times n is n, 1 times n is n. Now, compare the numerator and the denominator. Cancel out those who are common. M squared plus n squared common with m squared plus n squared. Next, m plus n, m plus n. Still m plus n and m plus n. And our final answer is m minus n and m minus n. And there is no denominator. Then our final answer is m minus n and m minus n. Or, simplifying that will become m squared minus 2mn plus n squared. Any of the two can be your answer. Number 5, x squared minus 3x over x squared plus 3x minus 10 times x squared minus 4 over x squared minus 4 or x squared minus x minus 6. All you need to do is factor out each polynomial. First, x squared minus 3x. Common between the two is x. And x squared divided by x is x. Minus 3x divided by x is 3. Denominator. Since this is trinomial, we can construct two polynomials. Factors of x squared, x and x. Since our last term is negative, they have different sign. And we will try to find out what will be the factors of 10 that if you will subtract, the answer is positive 3. And that is positive 5 and negative 2. We will check. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. Then positive 5 minus 2 is positive 3. Then our factors are correct. Times. Since x squared minus 4 are difference of two squares, then the factors are x and x. Square root of 4 is 2. And the signs are different. Over. Since this is a trinomial, we will construct again two parentheses. Square root of x squared or factors of x squared, x. And since our last term is negative, that means they have different sign. Now, what will be the factors of 6 that if you will subtract, the answer is negative 1. That is negative 3 and positive 2. We will check. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Then the factors are the same. Now, we will now cancel out those who are common between the numerator and denominator. We have x plus 2 and x plus 2. And x minus 2, x minus 2. X minus 3 and x minus 3. And write the remaining terms. We have x over x plus 5. Then our final answer is x over x plus 5. Exercises number 1. Number 2. AB over a squared minus 4a times a squared minus 16 over 4b. All we need to do is factor out each term. We have copy AB because it cannot be factored out. A squared minus 4a, common between the two is a. Next, a squared divided by a, minus 4a divided by a is 4. Times a squared minus 16 is difference of two squares. Then the factors are square root of a, square root of 16, 4, and the signs are different. Over, just copy 4b. Now, cancel out those who are common between the numerator and denominator. A minus 4, A minus 4. We can cancel out B and B because they are monomial. Still, we can cancel out A and A because they are monomial. And just copy the remaining terms. Numerator, we have A plus 4. And denominator, that is 4. Again, we cannot cancel out 4 and 4 because A plus 4 is a binomial and 4 is a monomial. Then our final answer is A plus 4 over 4. Number 4. X squared minus x minus 12 over x squared minus 6x plus 8 times x squared minus 4 over x squared plus 5x plus 6. Again, all we need to do is factor out each term. X squared minus x minus 12 is a binomial. Then we can construct two parentheses. Factors of x squared, x. And since our last term is negative, they have different sign. Now, what will be the factors of 12 that if you will subtract, the answer is negative 1. That is negative 4 and positive 3. Check. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Over. Since this is a trinomial, then again construct two parentheses. Factors of x squared, x and x. And since our last term is positive, then they have the same sign. And the sign is subtraction or negative. Next, what will be the factors of 8 that if you will subtract, the answer is negative 6. That is negative 4 and negative 2. Check. Negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. Negative 4 minus 2, that is negative 6 times. Since x squared minus 4 is different of 2 squares, then we have cube root of x squared, x. Or square root of x squared, x. Square root of 4, that is 2. And the signs are different. Over. Since this is a trinomial, again, construct two parentheses. Factors of x squared, x. And since our last term is positive, then they have the same sign. And the signs are positive. What will be the factors of 6 that if you will add, the answer is 5? That is 3 and 2. Now, cancel out those who are common between the numerator and denominator. We have x plus 2, x plus 2, x minus 2, and x minus 2, x plus 3, x plus 3, and of course, x minus 4 and x minus 4. There is no remaining term in our numerator, then that is 1. And there is no remaining term also in our denominator, then that is 1. And 1 divided by 1 is 1. And then our final answer is 1.